Alright, what's up guys? So today I'm going to try and build a little workbench for my garage. I'm going to be putting it over here in this spot. Eventually I'm not gonna keep this shelf here. Eventually I'll replace it with some storage cabinets. Get rid of this workbench as well. It's going to be kind of similar to this workbench. Similar height, have a pegboard on the back, but the difference is I'm going to have a shelf on the bottom to house all of my tires. So I've got 8 tires and wheels that I need to store, and storing them vertically on my dollies, as seen here, takes up a little too much space. Considered wall mounting them, but currently I have concrete blocks. I don't really feel like trusting those blocks to hold the weight of the wheels. So anyways, here's my wood. I got 12 2x4s. Yeah, got some casters I'm going to throw them on so that I can wheel it out of the way, move it around if I need to. But yeah, got my miter saw ready. So the workbench, give you a little SketchUp diagram that I drew up, mocked up. It's going to be about 90 inches or so long, and then 24 inches or so wide. Just basically wide enough to totally house or cover up the wheels that I plan on putting in there. Should give enough workspace for, working on shit. So I got my sander and my grinder as well. Hopefully I can throw those on there, as well as a bench vise. So I got these casters, got them off Amazon for like 30 bucks for 4 of them. Supposedly they can hold 1,400 pounds, which is probably bullshit, but realistically only need it to hold 600. So they lock. Ow. So hopefully these will work out. Hopefully they can bear the weight of my workbench. The wheels are about 5.5 inches tall, including the mounting hardware. I want my workbench to be about 40 inches tall. So I'm going to subtract the height of the wheels from the legs of the workbench, and it should get me about where I want it to be. So each leg is going to basically consist of 2 2x4s, kind of making an L shape. I'll have support braces in between each of the legs. On the back side of it, I'm going to have 3 2x4s attached to the back legs that'll hold up the pegboard. So I'm going to cut out 8 pieces that are about 33.25 inches long, and those will act as my legs. Let's start building. Alright, so I have cutting out 8 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 pieces at 33.5 inches long. These are going to act as the legs. I'm going to have 2 in each corner, except the back 2 corners are going to be about 7 feet tall. But I'm going to have one in the back center for extra support. So I've got a 2.5 inch number 9 wood screws. I'm going to drill 1/8 inch pilot holes, and yeah, I'm going to attach all the legs together and then attach the casters. Alright, so I'm gonna cut my 8-foot 2x4s to 78 inches tall. So it's gonna be just high enough or low enough to fit under this guy. So that way I can still wheel the workbench in and out of the garage if I need to move shit or paint shit. So right now I'm going to go ahead and figure out how much space I need in between the bottom shelf supports so that I can fit my wheels and tires exactly how I want them to fit. Alright, so I'm going to cut, I want my bench to be 90 inches long, so I'm going to cut two 87-inch pieces just to span lengthwise. Alright, so I got my 87-inch cross beams along the backside. Now I'm going to cut some 19.5-inch beams that'll basically connect the back and the front. Alright, so basically what I'm going to do here is I'm taking, this guy right here. So I'm putting this, I'm going to use that as a base. I'm going to drill some holes and I'm going to countersink them so I can fit a bolt, some washers and some nuts. And that way I'll mount the caster here. That way they're never going to pull through or anything. Alright, the casters are on. Cool. Alright, little update on the workbench. Been building some other shit. So I had to put the workbench on hold. So today I was able to work on it. I went ahead and cut out some diagonal braces went like so. It's kind of a pain in the ass to figure out the angles because it's not quite straight. But yeah, I'm gonna mount those up, add some more screws along the back stud to hold the pegboard. Got my pegboard right here. Here you can see I got some tires on it, so that's how it's gonna look in the end. Should just barely be able to hold all or 8 tires. Probably gonna add some support in the middle somehow. I'm gonna add another stud in the center for the pegboard as well. There's a little diagonal brace that I cut out. Alright, now I'm gonna put a little support brace right here for the workbench, for the bench top itself, just to give it a little more support. Considered doing 2 supports, but part of me kind of wants to make the bench top flip upwards so that I could have a little extra storage, because right now this is wasted space under here. So might do that. Alright, so yeah, so I decided to give the workbench a flip top. Gonna attach the top to the back, have it flip up. On the other side I've got some panels that I'm going to screw onto the bottom, so I could have some extra storage, make use of my space above the wheels and tires. This side I'm probably going to put a vise over here, so I'll probably secure whatever panel I have on this side, and then maybe have one big lift top and then a smaller one over here. So right now I'm just cutting some support braces because this is kind of flexing, it's spreading, so I'm just trying to add a little more rigidity. Alright, so there's one panel. That's done. Nice and solid. So like I said, I'm probably going to have this whole side open. Probably do a half here, and then on that side I'm going to have it fully bolted down for my vise. Alright, so like I said, I'm gonna leave this one how it is, so it's open for like long items, long tools. This one I'm gonna add another support probably right here, cut this in half, and then make this a fully secured top for my vise, which I don't have yet. Alright, so I didn't get to film myself cutting up my pegboard, but I ended up cutting it to 90 by 38.3/8 or something like that. So anyways, I cut it up. Gonna mount it to the workbench now. Alright, I got some cabinet screws that I'm gonna use, with some washers to mount the pegboard. Okay, so got the pegboard partially mounted. I'm just going to add some supports to the top and the bottom of it. That's how it is. Yeah, like I said, I'm just going to add some supports to the top and the bottom. Right here, as well as right here, just to keep it from flexing so much. So I ended up getting these brackets for decks. I'm going to mount these on the center and on the side supports, because I really won't be able to screw it in as neat as I would like it to be, so cool. Alright, so I got the pegboard all mounted up. It's solid. Now I'm going to work on the bench top. I got a brand new circular saw. Got that DeWalt guy and a new Diablo blade on it. So I'll mark the bench top so that it's separate into 3 panels. Like a glove. Alright, so I got that piece in. So yeah, they're just going to basically lift up like that somehow once I figure out the hinge situation. Like I said, I might have to just put a piece over here to mount some piano hinges or something like that, and then just give it a little more room for the hinge. I don't know how flush I can get it up against here with the hinges that I currently have. So, I think today I'm finally gonna fucking paint this bad boy. I'm just gonna paint it flat black. I'm probably gonna paint the pegboard as well as the bench. Gonna go flat black, and then I'll probably paint the workbench top a gray to match the storage cabinets and stuff that I don't currently have yet. But yeah, so I'm gonna sand it down with a. Probably not gonna sand the 2x4s, fuck it. But I'm gonna sand the pegboard down with a 220 grit real quick. So yeah. Alright. So I'll be honest, never really painted anything like this. I've always been more of a spray paint guy. So we'll see how shitty this turns out. So I went and ended up buying these big old piano hinges, whatever you want to call them. Just got them mocked up right now, but basically cabinet opens up like that, and you know, give me some extra storage right there. Ended up having to cut my I had this originally all cut out as one piece. In order to mount the piano hinges, I figured it would be best to just cut part of the bench top into separate pieces. So then this part is mounted, the hinges are mounted to this piece as well as the top. Here's another view. So yeah, got the other hinge for this other half right there, so I'll mock that up. And then I was gonna buy my vise from Harbor Freight, but apparently they no longer have the 20% off coupon, so now I'm kind of, you know, trying to figure out which vise I want to get, because the vise I want has kind of slightly shitty reviews or mixed reviews. So I don't know if I still want to go with that or not, since I can't get the deal off, the 20% off of the Harbor Freight. So I'm not sure if it's worth it. So anyways, the bench is more or less fully painted. Bought some gray paint to paint the bench top. I was considering putting covering it in sheet metal, but that's just a bunch of extra work. I figure I'll just paint it, see how I like it, and then I can always throw some sheet metal on it later. I did end up buying some aluminum angle. Got 8 feet of that right there. I'm basically just going to place it on these bottom parts so the tires can sit on the wood, or well, so they don't have to sit on the wood, and you know, I don't have to worry about rubbing the paint off and stuff. Not that it really matters. Honestly, it's just a waste of money, but I think it'll be kind of cool. So yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and just mount this bracket real quick, size it up, and then I think I might go ahead and paint the bench top. Alright, got the bracket mocked up. Works just fine. Alright, cool. So I'm going to finish drilling the rest of the holes on both brackets, take it all apart, and then start painting it, I guess. Alright, everything's drilled. It's a little chilly. It's about 40-50 degrees. So I think I'm going to hold off on paint, and then I'm just going to go ahead and cut the angle, aluminum angles, and then mount them to the bottom of the shelf. So now I just need to probably drill maybe 4 or 5 holes along this, and then mount it to the studs. Boom. Off the glove. Feel these lines right here. Cool. So yeah. Now the tires, I don't have to worry about too much damage because they'll just sit on this metal. Cool. That's pretty dope. Alright, so today I'm finally gonna get around to painting the top of my workbench. So I got everything laid out. Gonna throw on some of this porch and floor paint. Hopefully that's durable enough. It's a Battleship Gray, so that should be hopefully cool and hopefully match the black and gray cabinets that I plan on getting in the future. So let's do it. Alright guys, sorry for all the clutter, but finally finished the workbench. After paint, all I did was just put everything back together. So you can see it here, housing 8 of my wheels and tires. Well, I guess 6 right now, but I can fit 8 depending on the sizes. One addition I did make was this little extra foot for support. So I basically bought this little adjustable foot from Amazon. Takes an Allen wrench, and I can adjust the height of that. And so if I'm moving it, I'll just lift the foot up out of the way. When I got it in position, I just lowered the foot. That way there's a little extra support, you know, carrying the weight of the tires. So, yep, I did that. You know, got my aluminum trim down so I don't scuff up the paint, which is kind of silly. But yeah, so all the tabletops are painted with porch and floor and deck paint, so hopefully that's pretty durable. Got my vise mounted. These drawers lift up. Probably should have painted the underside. Yeah, so I got storage there, storage here, and then also storage behind the vise for little knickknacks. Yeah, so that's it. Hopefully the video was cool. I'm sure it wasn't, but you know, hopefully that somebody else can find this type of workbench useful. Somebody that doesn't have a lot of room on the ceiling or the walls to mount their wheels and tires, they can just mount them on the ground. So yeah, that's it, guys. Hopefully you guys found that helpful. You know, it's just a little idea I had, and it was a good solution for my wheels and tires storage, and you know, it worked out for me, fit my needs. So if you liked the video, subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.